People's total lack of political awareness is absolutely staggering to me. I just saw a video posted by the Quartering about how there's some backlash over Kyle Rittenhouse. He's saying he's going to write in Ron Paul instead of Trump, voting for Trump. And my the only thing surprising about that to me is that it's surprising to anyone else. I mean, this is why the right wing is so retarded. They don't understand libertarians, libertarians. They're not your friends. They hate you. They don't hate you like the left hates you, but the Lolberts are the reason I won't ever call myself one. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a libertarian. And I never will be any of these because the labels are gay. The labels are the reason for a bunch of the problems we have now. I'm none of these things. I don't want to associate with any of these things. I support Trump, but that's it. As of right now, that's it. The reason I support Trump is because he's highly effective. He is the true third-party candidate, even though he has an R next to his name. He is the one true third-party candidate right now. And that doesn't mean he's a libertarian, because the libertarians hate him. The reason the libertarians hate him, by the way, is solely because there is an R next to his name. That and his iffy record on gun control. The thing with libertarians, right? And I heard this from Tim Pool once years ago. He said something, I forget who the quote was even from, but libertarians are always ruining libertarianism. And it's true. It's true, because they're fucking goofballs. They are a brand, and once you know how to sniff out the brand, you see them everywhere. Like, these guys have to be different. They're contrarians. That's a huge part of their philosophy, their personality. These guys, and I'm not talking about all of them, but the overwhelming majority of libertarians you'll run into are going to be anti-Trump just because, for the most part, just because Trump has an R next to his name. And they have to be the different guy. They have to be the third guy that can say, oh, I'm not on either side. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm different. I'm special. And during the 2020 election, there was all these stupid fucking memes on TikTok, things like that, where you would see these. It was like me just cruising, knowing that I'm not voting for either of these people, and there's a bunch of stupid memes like that. It is no surprise that Kyle Rittenhouse is also like that. Now, I don't hate Kyle Rittenhouse or anything. I mean, the poor kid's been through a lot of stuff, but how did you not know this? The whole reason he was at the protest in the first place was he was there with other Lolberts to dish out medical aid to any of the protesters who needed it. They were on the anti-cop side. That's why those guys were there. That's why that other guy, I don't remember his name, but he got shot in some other protest because this car got swarmed by a group of people. I think it was in Texas, but this car got swarmed by a group of people, and he pointed his rifle in the car, apparently, and the person in the car shot at him and killed him. And he had a black girlfriend who's in a wheelchair, and he identified strongly as a libertarian. Libertarians are anti-cop, also a pillar of their philosophy. That's the core, one of the cores of libertarianism is being anti-establishment, anti-authority to an extent. And so that's why those guys were there. That's why the Lolbertarians, and I'm going to keep calling them that because they're the lol cows of politics, for real. They are, and God bless them, because in a lot of ways they mean good. A lot of parts of the libertarian philosophy make sense, but they're always fucking ruining it every time. It's why they never get someone elected. And they love Ron Paul, by the way. That's why he's writing in Ron Paul, which I'm sure plenty of others will as well, because they still can't, even though they know it's not going to do anything. It's not going to help anyone. It's not going to help them. They're going to prove their point by being the teeny tiny microscopic percentage that writes in Ron Paul. Where was I? What was I even talking about? Where was I going? I don't know. I could rant on libertarians for hours. They irk me, and I don't hate them. Again, like, there's plenty of the libertarian philosophy which I agree with, but they're so fucking ineffective. It's crazy. They can't get their shit together. Not that the other two parties have their shit together, but they have it more so than the libertarians do. And it's because of shit like this. They can't recognize what a golden opportunity Trump is. That the vast majority of Trump's policies worked in their favor. Yes, he banned bump stocks, whatever. He clearly ran back on some of his gun control beliefs throughout his presidency. He loosened things up near the end. He's not an anti-gun guy. He didn't try to implement full-scale gun control the first time. There was a high-profile shooting. He probably panicked. It was right at the very beginning of his term when everyone was against him. They were against him the whole time, but he was still freshly in the beginning of the entire media, the entirety of politics, everybody just slandering him 24/7. Yeah, he went and said, oh, okay, bump stocks are illegal. Which, for me, who fucking cares? Okay, I get it. It's a slippery slope. Bump stocks are back now. Okay? And that's thanks to him and the SCOTUS nominees that he put in place. But yeah, it's just that you see guys at a Black Lives Matter protest, and they're fully armed, they're strapped up, they have no real reason to be there. Those are libertarians. They're there to help the protesters because their dumbasses went and had to jump on the opportunity to show how anti-cop they were. That's why fucking Joe Jorgensen went all pro-BLM before the 2020 election. Joe Jorgensen, if you don't remember, was a libertarian candidate in 2020. She went and posted publicly about her support for BLM, even though this is why they're so fucking stupid. The libertarians will totally ignore the fact that this group is organized and they're clearly not a grassroots movement. They're going around burning down people's private businesses, hurting people, killing people. Those are all things that fly in the face of libertarianism. Your rights end where mine begin, and other than that, we have freedom. That flies in the face of libertarianism when you're burning down people's private businesses, people's destroying their property, when you're threatening them. That's all against libertarianism, but these fucking people just they're such contrarians. They have to show how different they are, so they go and lump themselves in with BLM just so they can prove that they're anti-cop. So none of this is a surprise. At least not to me. But it is shocking that people still can't recognize this shit. It's like with Wendigoon a while back, and people were all surprised. They're like, oh, he's not a fucking liberal Democrat. And they realize that, like, he's, what the left would call right wing, which is just anything that's not left wing. Wendigoon is clearly a libertarian also. He's got the whole fucking get up. He's got the Boogaloo Boys style fucking Hawaiian shirt on all the time. He's got the nogs. He loves guns. It's not surprising. Learn how to fucking recognize these people. It's easy. It is easy. It just blows my mind. Anyway, that's my rant for today because I saw the headline for that video. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. People are surprised by this. So, anyway. Just wake up, everybody. Pay a little bit of attention.